What is up, metalheads? What is up? It's Heavy Metal Pokemon here, bringing you our Week 10. If we're on Week 10. Week 10 battle versus Ultraplayer, aka Josh, and his New York Metagross. You're probably wondering, hey, where's Week 9? Week 9, we had to take a forfeit win. Unfortunate. Kress was just, she was full of exams, so she wasn't able to get the battle done. So we went that route, which, good for us, but sucks because, we didn't get a battle. I also made some transactions before Week 9. I'll get into those real quick. Let me pull up my document. Alright, we have... Where'd they go? Document I had all my transactions. Alright, so we dropped on our team. We dropped to Lucha, Mega Aggron, Zygarde 10, Lycanroc Day, Roselia, and Glaceon. We picked up, in return, Starmie, Chestnut, Haxorus, Dugtrio A, and Mega Pidgeot. Now, in those, I was, I really didn't like how Lucha was working. It just was not meshing with me well, so I just said, I'm done with you. And Zygarde 10 was just not cutting the mustard what I needed from a dragon. His attack stat was only 100, and it just felt so weak in comparative to 50%, even though they're the same. So, it just felt weak with him. So, I canned him. I mean, Alolan Dugtrio has the same, but, that's expected. I have a dragon, I'm expecting some big attack. So we do have Haxorus here, who's got 147 attack or something like that. So really huge attack stat, and he's gonna do some damage for us. We have Mega Pidgeot, which is a great flyer, so it gives us that EQ immunity. So we have a nice resistance with Chestnut. We have a nice immunity with Pidgeot, and a nice immunity with Claydol. So that's really good. And then Starmie, I wanted an offensive spinner that was a water type. So it kind of gives me a lot of options in one, which is really cool. Really high priced, but I think it's going to help us out a lot in the season. Alright, let's talk about what we're bringing super duper quick. So we have leftover Starmie, just kind of needed residual health. I thought about Life 4, but I'm like, this thing's going to take some hits, and we don't want it to just die. We have Haxorus, so just sub, D-Dance, Poison Jab, Dragon Claw. Should take on the majority of his team except that Skarmory. But we have a couple of answers for it. We have Thunderbolt on Starmie, we have Thunderbolt on Kyurem, we have Flare Blitz, we have Heat Wave on Pidgeot, so not too terrible. Next up we have a Spadef Arcanine, so that way you can take on the Kyurem a little bit better, and then kind of does some damage to his team. Like Ribombi, we can put a lot of pressure on with Extreme Speed or Flare Blitz. So if he wants to try to get up his webs, we can Flare Blitz him, take him down to a Sash, and then Extreme Speed him. We have Morning Sun and Will-O-Wisp as well, so that way we can Willow a couple of his physical attackers, which is mostly Kyurem for Fusion Bolt or Rhyperior. Then we have Shuka Tapu Koko. That's for Earthquake on the guy, or Earth Power from Kyurem in case he's Scarf. We can take that Earth Power and then KO him with Dazzling Gleam. So, I thought that was cool. And then Chestnut is a kind of a bulky support set. Really just kind of takes on his team with Leech Seed, Sub, Spikes, and Drain Punch. Kind of takes on the majority of his stuff. Kind of gets walled by the Slowking if he's like an assault vest set, but I think we have other answers for him, so we're okay. He brings a team of Manectric, Kieran Black, Rhyperior, Slowking, Rabombi, and Skarmory. So let's see how this thing goes. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to lead out with Tapu Koko. This is the best lead versus his team. I get a Dazzling Gleam off against pretty much everything. And if he does lead that Rhyperior, I can give him a dose of the taunt so he doesn't get his rocks up. Because most likely would assume that I would switch, so I would stay in and taunt him because he'd go for rocks. So he leads the Manectric. I see that we are faster, so that means he is not Scarf. So he's going to click Volt Switch. Really nice play. Does a huge chunk to me in the terrain, which is fine. He's going to go out into the Rhyperior. Now, as he brings this out, he must be Rindo Berry, so I'm out of here in case he wants to go for that Earthquake. I can go into this and spoop him out. He does go for the Stealth Rocks, which is fine. He just shoots them out of his hands. I'm going to click Scald here. He's going to go out into Pantless, which is perfectly fine. We get a burn on it, or we spin here. I thought I Scald. But we spin here because I figured he would switch. Now I want to take that Scald. I'm going to click Thunderbolt here. I'm not afraid to click it because I do see that his Manectric is slower than us. He's going to click Scald. That's not going to do too much to me. Alright, he's going to withdraw. He does see that I have Thunderbolt. He's going to go out into the Kieran Black. We'll click Scald here. Figured he would switch to Manectric or something like that, so I wanted to just get that damage off, finish him off. But he goes out into the Kieran. So here I have to go out into my Arcanine because I know that if he like Fusion Bolts, Arcanine can take that because Intimidate. If he wants to Ice Beam, Arcanine can take that easily. If he wants to Earth Power, I can take two. So he has to do a third one to KO me. We do see the Earth Power come out. After leftovers, I can take this next one very nicely. Gonna go for the Earth Power here again. Boop. I'm gonna go ahead and Morning Sun back up here. Just kind of show him that I am able to sit here in front of him for quite a while. He's gonna go ahead and he's gonna get his leftovers. I'll get our leftovers. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Will-O-Wisp here. He's gonna bring out the Pantless. There we go. Give him a nice dose of that burn. I'm going to switch out here into Starmie because I don't want Chesnaught to take a Psychic yet. Or at all. He clicks Scald, which is fine. I'm glad I also didn't go into Chesnaught there and get burned, and then it's like I'm at a way behind level of where I want to be. Right now we're kind of even Steven. We're checking out each other's sets. I assume by what this thing is, it's got to be Assault Vest. He does click Shadow Ball here. That's going to hurt a lot. Whoop. We're going to get our HP back a little bit here and go from 9 to 18. Kind of cool, so we're getting 9 health every time. So I'm gonna switch out here. I'm like, nope, I'm done with this. We're gonna go out into the Turkey Slayer. So we take that Scald quite nicely. Don't get the burn, which is good. Here I go for Leech Seed, I believe. If not, I believe I sub here actually. I can sub versus this thing. Alright, and we do. Here's a misclick, but it worked out in my favor. I meant to click Leech Seed here so we could seed this monster, and then I could switch out into Arcanine or something. But I clicked sub. I said that was a misclick though, which was unfortunate. So we clicked the sub again. I was gonna click the Moonblast here as I finally clicked the right move. I clicked Leech Seed. I had a couple of misclicks this game. May have cost me, may have not. But we do miss the seeds there, which is unfortunate. So I have to switch out here. Or he switches out into the Pantless. And I go ahead and just click Spikes. I thought he was just going to take me out, but he did switch, so which is alright. Like I said, I kind of wanted to get switch initiative because I could have gone into whatever that thing is. I could have gone into to Mega Pidgey out there and been in a pretty good spot versus him, potentially. I believe he is Scarf at the moment, just so that way he can outspeed Tapu Koko. So we finally get another Leech Seed off. He's going to go ahead and defog our Spikes, which is unfortunate. But here I do take the time to go into my Turkey sub. I can threaten this thing with the Heat Wave. I can click Hurricane here and do damage to something. So we get some HP back. Not that we needed it, but we got some. Alright, he's going to go out into the Kieran Black, which is perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead and click the Heat Wave. It's not going to do too much to this. Does a little less than I want. So, it does tell me he's a pretty bulky guy. We've seen leftovers too, so we know he's pretty bulky. But he's faster than my Arcanine, so he's got a little bit of speed. So we switch out here. That's because, you know, it's not what we want. So we'll intimidate this thing again. Like I said, we'll kind of give this thing some issues here, make him use some moves, kind of check out his spread. So we do see he has Ice Beam, obviously. Earth Power, like as always seen. So we'll go ahead and click Flare Blitz here, just to get some damage off on him. See, Earth Powers. You know, it's time to start netting his team here, so that way Pidgeot can come through and finish the game for us, or Tapu Koko. So we get a little bit of HP back. Whatever move he goes for, I believe, should KO us here. So I'm gonna go ahead and Extreme Speed because I do see that I'm slower. He's gonna beam me, and that does take me out. Alright, so here I go into my Tapu Koko. I should go into my Tapu Koko. I was going to say I should go into my Tapu Koko here. So that way I can Dazzling Gleam this thing. He's going to go out into his Pantless. That's perfectly fine. Here, make a misplay. My play 100% should have been to click Grass Knot here, and instead I clicked Thunderbolt. I knew I should have clicked it, but I'm like, in case the off chance he stays in, this Thunderbolt's going to be good. But he doesn't. He brings this thing in, So, and then we see that he is the Rindo Berry, like I said. We'll go ahead and we'll click the Grass Knot. Doesn't do too much to him, but that's because of the Rindo Berry. He's going to click the Rock Blast. He's going to hit it. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4. If you'd have got 5 hits, he would have taken me out. So luckily, he only got the 4. But come on. He stays. He switches out here. He goes into the Pantless. We'll click the Grass Knot here. See how much this thing does to it. See, it does an okay amount. Here we'll just go ahead and finish this thing off with, or try to finish it off with a Thunderbolt. But I think this gives me a prime opportunity to go into my whatever that guy is, my Mega Pidgeot here, because he is at a definite range where Hurricane can KO, which is great. Or no, I go into this for some reason. I click Psychic because it should have taken it out at that range, and I'm like, if we should be able to take out this Kyurem. Because I didn't want to click Thunderbolt because I figured if he went into Manectric, in case he was like Quick Claw or something. But so we click Psychic there, and then we'll just click it again here. This will take it out. Like I said, probably Mega Pidgeot was better there. But we gave a lot of pressure to his team that he'd have to try and deal with. I was going to send out the Rabombi. I should have switched out into anything, but I stay in. I think I stayed in because I didn't know what his set was, because all I've seen is him spam Moonblast, so I'm assuming Choice. So we're going to go out and do the Turkey Slayer here. And we'll click Leech Seed again. And we get our recoveries and all that jazz. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna taunt me, so I can't get up my my layer of Spike, which is unfortunate, but that's perfectly fine. So seeing that he is he's about half, so I assume he should go ahead and roost here. So I'm gonna go out into Hines again. I don't know why I went out into Hines here. I thought actually I could get behind a sub. I didn't know what his set was. I've seen Roost, Taunt, Defog. So I didn't know if he had Hazards or if he had Brave Bird. So it felt like a good spot because then I can really kind of do whatever I want if I can get this sub up and he doesn't have an attacking move. But we do see that his fourth move is Brave Bird. So that kind of puts me in a little bit of a pickle. But with our leftovers and Leech Seed, we're almost getting it full every time, which is okay with me. So, there we go. I know we'll just be like a little under full, which is perfectly okay. Because once we get a DD up, we're pretty good. See, another reason that Scarf would be good is in case I do get a Dragon Dance up, He outspeeds me, so all he has to do is just break my sub. And then I just start attacking, but then he's Scarf. So, Scarf to me seemed like a really good response to my team. So we Dragon Dance here. So he takes out my sub, which is unfortunate, but, Haxorus is a glass cannon. It's very frail. So we get our HP up. We're pretty good. I mean, we're at 125 of 153, so we're pretty good. We'll Dragon Claw here. That's gone. Seeing that he doesn't bring out Rabombi here, should have probably been a key that he is not Scarf, but at the same time, I think the Dino Blade was probably the better play. because if not, that invited Pidgeot in, and I could just two-shot everything with Hurricane, or killed stuff with Hurricane and Heat Wave. So I think this probably was the better play, because then it just kind of made Haxorus less optimal, and then kind of gave him the better longevity play. That way Mega Pidgeot wasn't killing things, because I made that misplay of not going into Mega Pidgeot, which I tend to do a lot, is not go into my threats. So he's going to click the Brave Bird here. I click the Dragon Dance. Here was a misplay. I clicked Dragon Dance again, and I meant to click Dragon Claw, so that way this thing wouldn't be as sturdy. But he's going to Brave Bird anyway, so I mean, it's okay. If he roosted, I mean, I would have been in a hair of a better spot. But he clicks the Brave Bird and gets rid of this thing. So, but a definite misplay, I think, not clicking the Dragon Claw. Alright, so that thing's weakened. We can just go ahead and Heat Wave here, get rid of this, and then we can just Hurricane spam for the win. So we're Hurricane. That's gone. Now, what I should have done here. Alright, so what this comes in here, we just click Hidden Power Grass, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, this thing should clean the house. Now looking back here, this is how I should have played this end part. Okay, we get rid of that. So we get rid of the two big things on his team. Now we got to get rid of this. We know it's Assault Vest. Hurricane's the play here, right? We see that he lives. That's perfectly fine. He Psychics, but he doesn't do half to us, and he should die to the next burn. So I should have roosted here. Actually, I think I would have been in the same place. So never mind, that might not have been the play. Since we're slower or faster. So he goes out into the Rabombi, and I'm like, okay, if he's Scarf, which I would assume he is, because he was locked, but he's not Scarf. But that was a roll if he was not Choice Specs. But we find out after the game he is Choice Specs. And that's the game. We lose to a B. Just to see, my thought the whole time was, you know, Choice Scarf. That made the most sense to me. It outsped Haxorus at +1. It outsped. Hello? Just was recording how broke there. It outsped Copper Coco. So to me, that's why I assume Scarf. I'm like, this seems like it beats me. You know, but he was the Choice Specs, so he was able to take me out. Like I said, I don't know if I could have played it any different. I think going into Pidgeot a lot more would have given us the win, because it would put me in a spot where I two-shot everything, so he had to have made switches, and I just didn't. Yeah, Pidgeot was the play like a bunch of times, and I just didn't do it. But I was also afraid that he had Stone Edge, but I should have known he didn't have Stone Edge when he showed Brave. Well, I didn't know what his last move was, and I believe Bird gets Stone Edge, and I'm like, I don't want that. Because Mega Pidgeot's downfall is its ability, but that's what makes it good, is its ability. So it's a double-edged sword for it, which sucks. So, but that is the match, guys. Be sure to leave any comments down below, and be sure to answer the question of the day. What is the best bluff you've ever pulled in a league game? Like, to me, I feel this was a bluff. I don't know if it was meant to actually be one, but I, the whole time, assumed Scarf because of the, +1 Haxorus, he lets me set up. Okay, he's at +1. You know, we kind of put pressure on so that way he can't like continue. I can't continually set up to get to +2. You know, like we saw that Manectric wasn't Scarf, so Scarf B made sense because, you know. So to me, I felt that was a big bluff. Not that I could have changed the end game of how that went, but it felt like a bluff. So let me know down comment section down below your best bluff. Mine was actually just yesterday in the Gentleman's Jazz League. We bluffed that we weren't Scarf Sneasel because I had Eye Shard on there. So I clicked Eye Shard so he wouldn't assume that I was Scarf. So then when he killed my next mon, I was able to come in and kill his Jirachi with a knockoff. So yeah. But anyways, guys, leave your answers down below. And as always, bros, keep gaming.
You're a memory I can't lose. I hold on to you.